My name is Self Jupiter, aka Jupiter. I'm from the Freestyle Fellowship, and of course, I'm from Los Angeles, the jungle area, 213310. Y'all know the code, Project Blow. I'm say Marvin Gaye, for one. I don't know, Prince. We can go so far as to say Temptations, Four Tops, The Controllers, Blue Magic, shit, Pendergrass, old schools. LL, Rakim, the Coogee Raps, Karis Ones, Ice Cream Teas, Organized, of course, later on, Kool Keith, and of course, you know what I'm saying, I don't even need to say who them guys are. Biggest influence, I guess, right now, or just me growing up and just hip hop, because of course we had K-Day, and we was getting fed like, the meaning to how they was brought up. Of course, we have fucking, man, I can be up here all day talking about all these legends and shit like that. But you want to say hip hop, I think I was infused with a lot. I want to give you a little bit of my, I guess what I was ultimately brought in is jazz, which has something to do with hip hop. And I can make that, I can make that, into in poetry and infuse that. But you want to say hip hop, of course, it was all them legends. You know what I'm saying? It's so many. And rock too, Jimi Hendrix, the sounds, and just all the things you was just coming across. Because I just didn't stay on that one bandwidth. I had that bandwidth goes, all the way right and all the way left. So, I'm tuning in to all types of different things. But as far as somebody just, speaking their minds, how it's Karis Ones and, everybody wanted to be a rapper, and rapper was getting all the, I'm like, fuck that. I could do that too. All the little women, all the little girls used to love, you can't rap, and, you can't break, you can't, it's flair, and your interpretations of that flair, was of course, was no biting, and, a little bit of that, but mixing your own little interpretations and your own little flair and your style into it, because everybody gonna take something from somebody, and they might not want to say it, but ultimately, yeah, it was a lot of different people that had me getting into, the hip hop. Okay, so the words, the things that I was always like thinking like it goes deeper than the person that's saying all these things. Like, it's the thought of somebody that was, wanted to relay to another person, and then let them know that, yeah, I'm a real thinker. You know what I'm saying? I put time in this, and of course you wanted somebody like give you. Do you really know what I'm coming from? Do you really? And then when you get across all these people that know what you're talking about, that's the, that's the audience who you want to fuck with. Because always in my mind, all the dudes I named earlier, I wanted them to hear me. I didn't want nobody else to hear me. I wanted them to hear me. So if that meant like me getting on records, whatever, by any means necessary, I want to get in the cipher, and I wanted them to have like, of course, approval, like, I see you. I just needed a nod, okay. So ultimately it started just, it started from my crew, of course, Freestyle Fellowship, Mike and I, AC Alone, you know what I'm saying? Spoon Iodine, MC Aces, Forefront, them was my dudes. I'm like, oh, because I came into it listening to them a little bit too. And they had their flair. So I'm like, oh, y'all got a weird little thing going on, you know, with that. Y'all know how good y'all are? You know, so I'm thinking, okay, well, perfect stage for me. Jay SUMBI, he initiated, or, you know, pretty much, because we was all wilding out doing our thing, and, you know, like I say, we was in the neighborhood, like we, you know, South Central, it's pretty hard to, you know, with everybody's lives. Of course, you had the true guys, or, you know, like the guys that was super dedicated, and you know, not getting disappointed by these guys that was saying they was producers, trying to like what in a way can we get out there? You know, it's one thing to like just be community and stuff like that. You like, my point is, you want us to reach the other side. What way can we do that? And the way he was coming and talking, he was like, well, let's press up records and do it ourselves. I'm like, shit, well, what do you need me to do? Other than, you know, rap. Yeah, well, when we press them up, we need you to sell them. You know, of course, I'm like, shit, I'm in the streets every day. Fill my backpack up. How much we want for these? $5? No problem. I'm hitting everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Had our contact numbers and everything on the CD, and it exploded. That's how we got our first deal with Island 4th and Broadway. You know, but ultimately that independent right there, that thought or that thinking he was in the beginning, man, that's what we needed. Sure. And we never looked back after that. It taught you a lot. You would have to go through some things. I don't know, you know, the jobs of these A&Rs. I think that once you figure out, you know, who, like, you have to know a little bit about yourself, like, because some of these people, I would think that's in big company, they have a little bit of understanding of, and I always thought that the job of an A&R person was kind of important, you know what I mean, and on all levels of recording, and when it come into the street level of you know, the art, the true art, you know, you need to first alleviate your problems. What do you guys need? You want y'all rent to be? Let's give these guys some money. Let's have these guys locked in a way, and let's get them, you know, feeling good, you know, good about themselves. Of course, you know what I mean. They deserve this, a little bit of shine. All right, let's give them some little cheddar. You know what I mean. Make them feel. Get the big studios. Get something they don't know about. You know, who we gonna get? Let's get bands. You know, and you know, of course, where we come from. Of course, we're gonna have, you know, JMD, Underground Railroad. You know, just these you know, and coming from my background. My granddaddy, you know, Papa Stubbs, he played with Duke Ellington Band and stuff like that. I was brought from Tennessee. I was raised out here, but born in Chattanooga, Tennessee. So, you know, all my aunts and uncles and stuff played instruments. So it wasn't a far cry from jazz, which is our medium, and you know what I mean. And so in South Central in LA, and coming where we was raised, it was like, it was almost like you guys supposed to be doing this, you know what I mean? Hence the title, you know, Any City Griots. But getting, and I guess, you know, of course, when the companies hear about, oh, these guys are doing okay, yeah. So, you know, the experience of being signed and being with these guys is shelling out some money, because they ultimately want the best product so they can make money. It's not just because they just love you, you know. So they want the best product they can get out you, you know what I mean, at all times. If it meant, like, you can just alleviate all the little things you're going on with your life, especially being so young, you know, 21, 22, signed on, you know, major record labels. I think it's like $300 and some thousand recording budget and stuff like that, you know, with the video. So it was all expense, you know. No expense was too, you know, it was too much a little bit, you know. So, but all that to say, you know, that experience right there is, you know, I think it's different from now because I don't think there's shelling out of money, and it's a little bit grimier, you know. And these youngsters is definitely like, the road is going to be a little bit sweeter. I just got to keep on to this and independent. So I know that we started that independent mindset, but of course, you know, the Too Shorts and the DJ Quicks and the stuff like, you know, fools like that was doing it before us. But it goes to show you that that's where it's at. And of course, you want to let everybody hear your shit. So, you know, it's a method to the madness. And a lot of that, you know, you will have to understand what I've been through, you know, to understand that. And it makes for a good book. It makes for a good book. So I would say, just to put it in somewhere where I'm not giving too much, my writing style has to do a lot about drama. And I focus on the, you know, because I used to be in drama classes. I grew up with, you know, Malcolm Jamal Warner, and you know, so, and you know, and I was always, you know, I read a lot of books. I read so many novels, you know what I'm saying, the Stephen King, Needful Things, you know, Sidney Sheldon's, you know what I'm saying, Master of the Game, you know, I can see your house from here. I mean, just so many books. And of course, you know, narration, the narrative art of expressing oneself, and storyline, plot, you know, just the whole essence of bringing somebody there, and it's not corny, you know, like, but like taking out all the fillers, you know, bringing somebody, if you can bring somebody there without them saying, what the hell is this? Don't go over people's heads, you know, bring it all to where they can gradually come into where you're coming from. You know, that's a communicator. You don't want to be above, what is he talking, you know, is it a, you know, of course that's maybe a good formula for some people, but, you know, I never wanted to, I always think my audience is smart too, you know, and if they wasn't, you know, I want to look out for them too, you know what I mean? I'm not, you know, I don't want to go, I want to bring you in so you could be whatever. You could be like, something he just said right now that I wanted to say. I just never got a chance to say. So, yeah, so basically just a lot of theater, dramatics, shock jock, you know, I mean, I know, you know, this the shocking thing, and that was basically one of my, yeah, he don't care, he just said, you know, jokes, and really tell you the truth, it's borderline bagging on people, you know, in the back of the, you know, the bus, you know what I'm saying, school bus, and like, you know, you want to cut through, like, do you hear what this fool just said about your mama? Not the cliche jokes, but just the ones like, oh my God, this fool was crazy, you know. So a lot of that has something to do. That's why I say it's so much, but I focus more on you know, the you know, I don't want to seem like I'm the smartest guy in the world, but I think that when you hear my stuff, you'll be like, it's thought provoking at least.